and well met, humble friends. Welcome to Humblewood Yonderbound, the second season of Humblewood, streamed here on Sword and Key. I am Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I'm your GM for this game, and I am joined, as always, by these very lovely individuals who I'm going to have introduce themselves and say more about their characters. Then we're going to do a little recap. Hope somebody wants that. And then we'll jump into stuff. So, yeah, let's see. First of all, this is a Sword and Key game. You can find all of Sword and Key's stuff in one neat, nice place at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can find cool stuff like links to our Discord, where you could be a member of the community, hang out, talk about cool games like this or other games. Or, you know, your pets or food you make, or honestly, a ton of things. It's a Discord server, you know, there's tons of channels. You can also find links to our socials and other projects that we do, but most topically to this, you can find links to some of our affiliates, like Hit Point Press, the makers of Humblewood itself, where you can use our custom link to, without the glare, Humblewood, where you can use the custom link to get cool stuff like the actual Humblewood book or the expansion. What is it? It's there we go. Humblewood Tales, which is currently out, and then coming out soon, there's a Kickstarter for Humblewood Beyond the Canopy, which I'm really looking forward to, so I don't have to just wing it. Wing it. It's a good pun for Humblewood. But also the Griffin Saddlebag books, which have like new character classes, tons and tons of items, a lot of which I am including in this game, as well as monsters and just tons of new options if you're looking for some third-party stuff to expand your game. So again, you can use our custom Humblewood URL to do that. You can find all that on our beacons. You can also find our current charitable organizations that we are supporting, like PCRF, or again, most topically to Humblewood, Fauna and Flora International. It is a fantastic organization, works all around the globe, but is based in the UK. So if you do donate, do be aware that if you're using non-UK currency, non-British pound sterling, that it will convert. But yeah, they work in every biome you can imagine with animals you haven't even heard of to help to protect these biomes, to encourage people to support the economic climates that they are in, to better encourage the environmental climates that they impact. And today actually is, I believe, National or International Panda Day. So, you know, if you like pandas, donate, save some pandas. I'm personally into pangolins. I'm not sure what day they necessarily have, but I'm sure they have one. Yeah, all that, beacons.ai/Sword and Key. Again, if you donate to Fauna and Flora International, you can also impact our game. You give crits, advantages, complications, all sorts of things to spice up the game in one way or another. All that said, let's go ahead and go around. Shadow, if you don't mind starting us out, who are you playing today?
Oh, that's a great question. I am playing Clarence, who uses they, he pronouns. Clarence is a College of the Undead Road Bardlock.
Fantastic. Next up, we have, why is my brain frying? Liz.
Hi, friends. Good morning. I'm Liz, and I'll be playing, not praying. That's Mochi's job. I will be playing Betty Brightpaw, the Storm Herald Barbarian, who just got a fancy new axe. She's very excited.
That's true. A fancy new axe right after they all fought trees without Betty. Yeah. Next up, we have Queon.
Hello, hi, I am Queon. I go by Brother Queon across all of the internets, and I will be playing Soren Dryspell. His pronouns are he, him, and mine are they, he. And this little guy is apparently supposed to be a elder one day. I don't know if he's gonna make it. We'll see.
I think he's gonna be great. We'll find out. You only get to be an elder if you grow up, you know?
Never grow up, kids.
Never grow up. Preemptive happy birthday to Queon, which is coming up this
Hey.
It was Thursday.
It was? I thought it was coming up. I thought you said it was going to be the plot armory drop.
No. It was Thursday.
Okay.
Speaking of, I got to talk to you about
belated birthday to Queon.
Yeah.
My thank yous.
Fantastic. Next up, then, we have Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I go by she, they pronouns, and I play Mochi, who goes by she, her pronouns. And even though she's 9, is definitely already an elder in the Church of Hath, which is also a cult. I've decided, why not both?
Porque no los dos. All right, and last but not least, we have Christian.
Hey everybody, hi. Good afternoon. My name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over the internets. I am a TTRPG performer, award-winning TTRPG performer, educator, and event coordinator here in the space. And today I will be playing Argus Ironclaw, King of the Crest Mountains, lover of wives, and guardian of the worlds, apparently.
Apparently. Okay. Well, those are our humble heroes. This is our cast. The world of Humblewood being one anthropomorphic animal folk of fur and feather alike. If you were just joining us, this is a little recap just for you. Our humble heroes have saved their personal section of the world at least once from an eternal winter, only to find out that the world is much larger than just their little branch. And as they have traveled by sea, land, mountain, and beyond, they have found their way far into the jungle to return Soren. Tilia, who did not have the best time during that winter, didn't really do much as he was essentially frozen in a unpleasant hibernation, have returned Soren back to his jungle home, only to find that not all is well on the home front. Apparently there is an elemental crisis, a cataclysm that seemingly is only getting worse by the moment, and as the elders of several of the tribes of the Tango Wilds, this portion of the jungle, have gathered, each of them have decided that they want a different path to journey to solve this problem. Is there anything anybody wants to add as a personal recap for today?
Well, I did offer to do the recap, even though I wasn't here last week.
You did. You did.
did.
So that at least is the foundation of it. If you would
Yes.
like to talk about what happened last time,
Yes.
by all
So
means.
last time on Humblewood, no. So to paint the word picture here, let's imagine everybody's walking through the town. This is probably before we get to the final scene. And Betty pulls out a small notebook and is like scribbling in the notebook as she's walking, muttering to herself. So any of our humble heroes can hear her like as she's writing these words down in her notebook. The group, everybody, they just went off into the jungle without me to go find Soren and Sobe. So that's fine. But they were apparently attacked by trees, so that's weird. Can confirm, I'm glad that I missed that, but I didn't get to use my axe, so that's a bummer. Sounds like they didn't really need my help though, so that's good, I guess. I'm glad nobody got hurt. Killer Queen, Jasmine, and I stayed behind in Wayfair to help out in the village and get the ship ready for our return. Jasmine is really nice, but also kind of scary. Kind of like Argus. It's no wonder they get along so well. Anyway, once I finished up there, I followed the trail that Mochi left me through the jungle to catch up to everyone. Ran into Kaio on their way back to Wayfair, and they looked a little shaken. I mean, I guess I'm not really surprised. Our group can be kind of intense. Okay, but like, Tree Stride is weird, right? Like, you start in one place, and then suddenly you're in another place. It's kind of like taking a boat, but also completely different. I don't know. It's weird, and I'm not really sure that I like it. I definitely have a stomach ache. But Soren and Sobe's village is really neat. It reminds me a little bit of the spots in the Alderheart that Mochi showed me, but it's different. Maybe it's the humidity? Whatever. It's different, but it feels familiar. There's a lot of people here, but it's weirdly quiet for so many folks. The Council of Elders is intense. Petrus feels like he's probably the only one who has his head on right. Except now we're apparently going on another mission, and he says we might not be coming back. I mean, it's probably a joke, right? And at that point, she just kind of like folds up the notebook and sticks it inside of her vest.
Fantastic. Wonderful recap, Liz. Please enjoy your advantage, your inspiration for that. So, to set the scene, you do find yourselves at the Council of Elders. You have journeyed far into the Tangle Wilds, shortcutting quite a bit, as Betty noted, through that tree stride. So you're not exactly sure exactly at the point where you are. You do know that you are at the feet of the mountains themselves. These just like these vast, stone outcroppings that are reaching far into the sky, as the tree that you strode through brought you out right at the feet of these mountain switchbacks leading upwards. But the mountains were not your destination. And bypassing traps and guards and archers and blow darts and everything else, who you were not the target of, you have found your way back to Soren's home village. And with his sister, Sobe, in tow, despite her protestations, you have journeyed upward into what you quickly realized were what seemed like stone at first, before you realized that this was petrified tree, almost as if they had been felled long ago. The trees the size of the alder heart that were no longer standing, but their stumps basically had become these mesas that the Tilia seemed to have built on top of, built a sort of mix of a treetop village and a mountain village, a mix of the two. And as you have journeyed upward into the canopy that now kind of covers that, the rain still pouring down from the magical storms above, you find yourselves in a circular room. In this room, which is covered, it has a canopy over it, so you hear like the pattering of rain on the canvas above, dripping idly, as it's not like, again, you have treetop kind of on top of you, and it's dripping down from these massive leaves, so it's just kind of this arrhythmic pitter patter that if I think you paid too much attention to it might irk you a little bit, because there is no rhythm to it. It's not a steady beat. It is a here and there sort of thing. At the center of these individuals, these elders, of which there are 5, you see that there is a small pool, water in it, a rock sticking out from it, and atop the rock is a small bowl that has a fire burning inside of it. And you can see that there's kind of like lily pads floating in the water all about. So standing in this circle, the 5 elders, you have seen Eldora, who is a toucan-like Sita, feathery arms crossed, this like fiery red kind of beak that extends outwards, and there is a scowl on her face. There is Azura, who is a harpy eagle-like raptor. I would say probably the tallest of the bunch. She stands head and shoulders above all of them, but has kind of like a graceful air to her. Next is Sasso, a grumpy little Pexian, which are little axolotl folk, and his like external gills are just fluttering as he is like just spouting just frustration at all of the others. As you walk in, you see Petros, a much older Tilia, his coloration graying. It looks like he probably even needs to shed pretty soon here, as like he has this pale kind of color to him, and he is leaning on a staff. And then lastly, you would see Bosch, who is a pangolin-like hedge, who is, you notice the clothing is very leaf-like. And he is also carrying a staff, but he's holding it like horizontal. He's not leaning on it. It's just like he has a branch that he is relying on. And as you all have walked in, Sasso turned to you all, asked who the hell were you, and Petros looked over with a soft smile, greeted you all, welcomed Soren back, but then said something rather concerning, that your mission was not over, and that this next step of the mission might not be one that you come back from. And that is where we pick up now. So, having heard that concerning information, replying what to it, what would you all like to do?
Petros Elder, sir. Could you explain the not coming back part specifically?
Well, I suppose I could, but
That would be great.
well, I
'Cause
don't
I would
know
like
if
to come
that's-
back.
Oh, we all would, but the great balance is not something to be feared. All things must go in their time. I'm not saying it's necessarily your time. I'm just saying.
When you say we all would, Soren looks at Eldor and is like, yes, we all would. Yes.
Soren, having seen as much as you've seen, I think it is important that you speak to the council before we make any decisions. Whether you're going to do anything you may or may not come back from, I can't necessarily speak to, but I think it's important that you share what information you have. We've been waiting for quite some time, and while we should be patient, he's like glancing over, especially at Sasso and Eldora, our patience has been thinning. But you're back now.
Yes. So elders council of the greats. I'm sorry it's taken me so long. I have I might have gotten frozen and hibernated for a couple years. And that's the reason why it's taken me so long. But and then he kind of like looks over towards his friends and is like, these wonderful people here have helped me get back. And they also we have the shard, and hopefully that can help. I'm not sure what has been going on since I've been gone, but it does not look good, and I've seen that the weather here has gotten worse, and Sobe has told me that it keeps getting worse. So I would like to do what I can to fix this, because I feel like this is my fault, because if I would have came back sooner, things wouldn't be as bad as they are now.
Well, I know that wasn't your fault. Sobe has told us much. And Sasso cuts in. Well, see, if he has the shard, just give it back to us. It's time we took these all home. We trusted you all for long enough, and I'm done. I'm done trusting, because at this point, the boy said it. Everything's been getting worse. So hand it over.
Argus is the one who has it, right? Yeah.
Yes, Argus has it in a bag of holding.
Yeah. Okay.
Soren is kind of like
does he
making
ask?
the
Does
ugliest
he ask
eyes.
that way? Wait. Does he ask like? Does he demand that way?
Oh yeah.
Go for it, Argus.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Argus just like stand like stands at his full height on purpose. Usually he tries to mitigate his height for other people's sakes, and just slowly stands full at attention and just walks forward.
This Pexian is like half your height. His gills are kind of just fluttering a little bit, and he goes, "Sorry, you're the one that has it. Hand it over then." And he's like spitting,
Mhm.
like there's little.
Even as he's spitting, like because the owls barely like blink, it's
Mhm.
just staring at them.
He like looks around Argus at Soren. Is he simple? Hand it over.
Excuse me?
I'm tired
I-
of waiting around for nothing to happen.
I
want my stone.
am a king, and you will respect me as much.
Give me an intimidation check.
Sure.
Fuck him up.
Intimidation. That is a 24.
All of his gills kind of pull back, and he looks around at Soren. You didn't say your friend was a king. I'm so sorry, Amish. I'm going to. He just like kind of like walks back to his place in the circle.
So because he's a king, you give him respect. So if he wasn't a king, you would just treat him like what? The dirt under your toes?
I don't mind myself with dirt. That's your people's job.
Your people. You're right. You're right. And it's our people's job to take care of the stones and the shards. So no, we're not giving it back to you. Because like you said, that's our job.
Eldora speaks up. Well, in that case, it's proper time that we send in a full contingent of all of our forces. So gather your people, I shall gather mine, and we shall assault what this horror is and seek to end it as quickly as possible. And at that, Bosch, who's just been clicking his like pangolin claws together, goes, well, if that's the case, perhaps we should just call in the Empire for help. They have armies. The Alorans surely are being affected by this as much as any of the rest of us. It only makes sense to bring in professional warriors.
Clarence takes like a hop forward. Hi, I'm Clarence. I wanted to clarify. What are we fighting? I thought we just needed to like return a shard to a stone and then like make the stone circle happy and then maybe do like a little like dance and prayer.
Yeah,
Right.
Betty points at Clarence. It's like, yeah, that.
That's
Exactly.
also I thought as well.
Petrus pipes up a little bit. That was the original task in mind, but it seems as if time has only exacerbated our issues. We now find that the balance has been so offset that something has tipped the scales further. We have sent in members of all of our tribes, different mixes, matches, contingents here and there, but only one single individual has made it back. They didn't make it long after they were able to give the information to us, but what they have relayed is that there is something great and dark with a mighty maw that is consuming the balance. Well, the words that she used were, it is eating all things. It is eating the balance. And unfortunately, we could not ask more after that.
Why could you not ask more?
She had expired at that point.
Sorry for your loss.
So it seems as if I'm sorry. It seems as if the stones are a piece of the problem now. Returning them to their rightful shape may resolve this, or we're not sure at this point. We have not been able to gain more information after that, and we have stopped sending in help. But now here are all of you. Much more capable, very capable individuals who I hear have done mighty deeds already, heroes even.
Argus is going to take out the stone.
Okay.
Fragment. He's going to take out the Borealis.
As you do, Sasso just like throws his hands up. Well, it's not even my stone. Gosh.
Just give him a look.
And it's not even the right size. It's way too small. Clarence, you were going to say something a second ago. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. How long ago did this all happen? When the person came back?
The scout that returned.
Yeah.
It was a month or so. So while we all have our personal votes as to what we shall do,
Just
Doris-
one. Hi, sorry, excuse me. Clerical question. Hi, Mochi.
Good pun.
I'm the clerical advisor to the king. Hi, hello, hi. Where is the scout now?
She was from the. He gestures over to Bosch's tribe. She was from the Gemseed tribe, so she has been returned to the earth so that she may once again grow into something beautiful.
And when you say return to the earth, what does that look like?
Bosch is kind of like clacking his nails together. Well, our funeral rites are a sort of combination of all of our tribes. It's kind of a personal question, but I
I'm sorry,
suppose...
it's a professional fascination, you understand.
Oh, well, most certainly, and it's very possible that all of you will need these funeral rites rather soon, so it's important you know what will happen to you. It's a sort of combination of cremation, burial at sea, sort of spreading ashes sort of deal, returning them a bit to the earth. You kind of go back to the elements. You return to the great
Okay.
rhythm.
Lots of pieces.
Oh, very many.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Yes, we tend to put ours in with the soil and make a sort of like mulch.
We try to send them off with the stars, so same thing, really. No, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
So Petros gestures around. So, plans all around. Eldora wants us to send in forces to fight whatever this thing is. I think that's just a good way to see our own eradication, personally. Azura just says that we should leave. That we should cut ties and find a new home. But I think that would only be a stopgap measure, if anything at all. Sasso wants to take the stones back. I see several problems with that. No offense, Sasso, but getting to them in the first place. I have my own personal wants, seeing all of you here. Hope has re-entered my old heart. And of course, Bosch wishes to ask the Allorans, which we have seen ourselves free of their empire for long enough. I don't see why we should end that trend now.
Okay, I'm a little new to the whole stone concept, but if a member of my family was taken and shipped off to a really far away place for like hundreds of thousands of years, then I think I would get a little upset. And then I think, me and the rest of my family would kind of be really upset. And then would keep spreading out in wider and wider circles until we found our missing part. So what I've learned of stones from Soren, I really feel like that's kind of what's happening here. So we have the missing part. So I feel like the easiest option is just to let us do what we were gonna do anyway, and bring that shard to the other stones, and then call it good, and see what happens.
Petros has like a big smile, and he like taps his staff a couple times. You see, I told you they'd be more than willing. Just looking around at all the others, we have our heroes, it seems. No need to send in armies or call for help or even leave. And Sasso, if you want your damn rocks back, we can talk about that when we can actually handle it. But here they are, as foretold. And Sobe's just like standing in the back, just kind of swinging on her feet a little bit. Just like, this is a fucking bad idea.
Does Soren hear that?
Oh, yeah.
He like looks back at Sobe. I'm like, and leaving the group wasn't the best idea either.
I'm so sorry.
That one down.
When you say "as foretold," is there a prophecy of some kind? I'm just curious.
I foretold it. when you get old as I do, sometimes you get weird dreams when you eat cheese, and every now and then one of them comes true.
Okay, Grandpa. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's a little less concerning, I guess. Cheese dreams. Okay.
Listen, if it works, it works.
Cheese dreams is wild. Okay.
Yeah, we're in the jungle too. You don't want to know where that cheese comes from.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Like, we're reptilian. It's not coming from us, so at least there's that. But
Looks at the hedge.
The
No, but
logistics,
for real, where does the cheese come
like, it's
from?
not me.
the logistics of it all.
Gross.
You start thinking more than not at
Oh.
all, everything gets really wacky.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as like, do they still have pets and non-sentient? You know what? Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Bugs.
just bugs. Just bugs.
Just bugs.
Bugs.
Just bugs. I mean, locusts are great protein.
Especially when they're the size of your torso.
True.
Cats are like obligate carnivores, though. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, they are.
The reason they have an empire.
Speaking of that, to Eldora, I don't think it's a wise idea to bring in the Allurans right now. But help would be nice. Is there anyone else in the tribes that would be able to assist us, just in case? Hypothetically, of course, that we might need it in the future, just in case, whatever is out there might uproot us.
Hey, Petros kind of looks around you and goes, "Well, I think that'd be a question for your sister then, wouldn't it? Hello, Sophie. Don't mind hiding in the back. We can all see you." And Sophie kind of like comes around. She goes, "Hi. Didn't want to be here. If I were to give an honest assessment of our forces, they are exhausted by nightmares and anxiety, can barely stand while they're on watch, and while I am not comfortable sending in my family and his friends to deal with this, I worry that we would only further become a hindrance to their efforts by sending in exhausted help. I volunteer to go in their stead. But
What? No.
I am Soren, everybody around here is so tarried by everything that's been happening. Like we haven't
get it.
slept for months. Like, I left and got some shut eye. I'm the best one around.
Forget I asked. Forget I asked. We'll handle it. I don't want my sister to have to deal with this anymore. Because if something happens and I don't come back, I at least want you to still be here.
Listen, if something happens and you don't come back, that's it probably for all of us. And if whatever that thing is in there gets its fill and makes its way out, we're gonna need everybody on the outside. Not bits and pieces that we keep sending in and losing fraction by fraction. We're shading ourselves away at this point.
Niffling and just like a little gecko snot just running down.
She like grabs part of her cloak and just kind of like wipes it away.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Fine. Miss Scary, toucan lady.
Eldora.
I know. You struck fear in me a lot as a kid. A lot. And Sasso, you were always very good with magic. If there's a possibility of anybody helping us, I'm looking at the 5 of them.
They all just kind of look around at each other. Well, we'll see what we can do to help. But well, what do you have heroes for if we're not going to do heroic things?
We're going to do heroic things. But what's the point of having a council of elders if you're just going to sit on your butts?
They'll just kind of look around at each other. Azora's like, I told you we all should have just left. Here we are.
Not you, Azora, you're great. But okay. Where are we? Like, can you even point us in the right direction, please?
No, we can point you to the exact right direction. We know exactly where you're supposed to go. I know it's been quite a while since you've been there, but perhaps your memory will come back as you get closer.
Oh, it's there?
It's there.
Okay. Well, Soren is gonna go and like hug Petros. I'll see you when I get back.
He hugs you back and looks to the other elders. It seems we have a plan A, and we can use the others as backups. Any objections? And it kind of looks around. Eldora just crosses her arms. At least we'll still have an army to send in case they die. Azora just kind of shrugs. We can always leave later. Sasso is raising his hand. And Petrus goes, Sasso, you'll get your damn rocks when they're done, maybe. I don't know. Sasso just puts his hand down. Fine. And Bosch just clicks his little paws together still. Good luck, then. I would say get some rest, but that's not super easy around here, so we'll check in with you shortly. The elders will further convene and send you with any boons that we can.
He's so cute. Thank you. And like start to look at it like the group and just say, I wish I could say they were nicer before, but this is about it. And start to walk out.
Sobi bows a little bit. Thank you so much for your audience.
Oh, sorry. Does his bow while he's at the door.
So you all leave. What is the plan from here?
Taking my friends to where the fucking stones are. I don't wanna die.
Okay. So
when they say they'll give whatever boons they can, I don't suppose they have a gem encrusted bowl worth about 1,000 GP?
Maybe.
Asking for a friend.
They don't have like things for components for like spells that are like
So
really high level, you know?
Look, I just want a little hero's feast before we go somewhere that's gonna scare us, okay?
Ooh.
I have hero's feast now. I just don't have a bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, sure, fuck it, why not?
Wait, I was about to say, can I make it if not?
Yeah. I think Sobi would probably ask if there's anything in particular you would be looking for, and she'll get your orders then. You have, a contingent of elemental beings. It'd be weird if they didn't have a gem encrusted bowl. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else anybody would in particular be looking for?
Be a nice health potion for everybody, Everybody gets one nice health potion.
I think that could be arranged.
Let me look at that. Y'all have money?
I have
What?
money.
Who has money? Why would you have
Wait.
money?
Clarence has money.
I'm sitting here, I'm like, I have 4 gold.
I have
we have
89 gold.
No, I'm sorry.
we have a galleon we can sell. Just
All of
do they
these
take
people-
like IOUs?
All of these people
Yes,
are
they
sending
do.
us to die. They can give us a health potion.
Yeah.
each, let's be
We don't need to
honest.
spend any money here.
Actually, doesn't Sasso own like something? I'm in my brain of brains. Sasso owns like the potion shop and all of that. I would like to go rob Sasso blind.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I will say,
Rob?
like, while their tribes are, while the villages are all kind of spread apart, like they're all visiting, which means they have brought their contingents with them, and so there absolutely is like a caravan that Satsu has brought. He comes by the water, so you do know that like the village here kind of runs up against the river system that all kind of flows here and there because it's all flowing down from the mountains. So you do know that there would probably be some canoes, some boats that would have a bunch of stuff that he would have brought because they always bring a ton of shit with them to trade and to give away all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, if you would like to go check that out, you can roll me a stealth roll.
Absolutely.
Blessing of the Trickster.
I'm bringing
Advantage.
everybody here. You said I have advantage?
Yep.
Sweet.
Go with Hath, my stealing child.
I needed that. I got a 16.
A 16, great. Yeah, so you see that there's some axolotls, some Pexian folk about. They're kind of just idling about. There's not a lot of guards around here. Like, theft is not really something that is common among the villages because, like, everybody knows everybody. So you just kind of walk over. One of the Pexians even just, like, nods to you, like, oh, sure, it's good to see you back. Welcome back.
Hi. Yeah. Sasso. Oh, thank you. Okay, these are just talking random stuff, and just like picking up something, putting it down, picking up something, not putting that one down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. It's been a while. Sorry. I think I might die. I'll see you guys later.
Oh. Okay. Well, good luck not with that.
Thank you. With that being said, I have learned a lot of stealing from Mochi.
That's true.
Soren did not used to commit crimes before.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand with advantage.
Okay.
Look, I'm counting you as a Hath convert just for that.
I love that. 19.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. What I will say is you are more than capable of getting, where is the potion of healing? There we go. Let's say 1 potion of greater healing each. So you get one per person. These like you're able to like keep the bottles from clanking against each other. The nice thing is they're all like in these kind of like padded flasks. So it's not like your standard, red vial sort of thing, but you're coming from a tribe that deals a lot in the water, so they're trying to make sure that they're as like watertight as possible. And so as you pocket them, it's like the sloshing doesn't even happen as you're just kind of like sauntering away. And then yeah, one potion to each of you.
Sweet.
Okay. Anything else anybody would like to do?
Hey, Cal.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going into like the Mall of Death and Destruction with a bunch of magical stones. Is there anything you might recommend picking up before we do that?
Scroll of Revivify, maybe?
There's like super expensive.
Yes, but I can only bring you back kind of. And I don't think you'd be into that sort of thing. It's more of a non-autonomous sort of deal at that point.
Okay, all right. We can look into that. I mean, okay. Cal,
Clarence.
This is like one of the biggest like pivotal moments. And you're gonna help me, right? Like not let any of my friends die.
Again, Clarence, I can only do what I can do, and I cannot foretell the future. When it comes to the prevention of death, that has not historically been my expertise. I have assured your friends I will hold back on the necromancy. But if it really comes down to it, Clarence, I will do everything in my power to help you and your friends to see another day.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess prepare yourself for battle. Whatever you do for that.
I guess drink milk? I'm not sure.
Yeah, calcium. That's pretty good. We could also like put you next to some limestone. Maybe that'll help too. Like really like, encrust you and like harden you up.
That's true. You could like dip me in metal or something. I don't think that would really hurt at all. You could put rhinestones all over me.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Just bejewel me. Bedazzle. That's the verb I was looking for.
Yeah. Okay. I think we can do something with that.
That is the most bardic thing to do with a demi-lich, is just bedazzle it.
You gotta look great.
Are you putting diamonds on that? Because I will use Cal as a component.
Just a few
your
thousand
spellcaster friends
GP.
are
Just
just
a few thousand GP worth of diamonds, then we can just go.
Just go ahead, drop them on there.
Like I imagine the spellcasters are just looking at the diamonds like the potential.
Clarence does have a diamond.
Mochi also has a diamond, but just one, and it just doesn't feel like enough sometimes.
Oh, can Soren? Does Sobe have any diamonds at home still? Do we have any good rocks at the house?
Hey, aren't you a rock people? Aren't you like
Yeah.
covered in diamonds?
That's what I'm saying. Do we have any good ones?
That's
Because-
the thing, is like it wouldn't make sense for like a people who like live simply in like a jungle village to have stones, except you all are like rock and gem people. So
Yeah.
go ahead and roll me a luck roll.
Oh fuck!
Get it.
No, hold on. I'm doing this physically because I don't trust virtual dice on this. Shout out to K Damphir for my gifted purple dice. We'll see how this goes. 15.
Great. With a 15, I'm gonna say that she has one, like, if you're looking for a diamond worthy of Revivify, she has one. You've got a bunch of smaller ones. You've got a little bucket that's just full of like precious gemstones that if you were going to turn these like together into currency, you would probably like break part of the economy of the Illyrian Empire. Just because they're not rare to you, right? But there is one hefty one that you could use for a Revivify spell.
I feel like Soren just saying, I have 4 gold. But goes home into this like his I think it's his bucket, and it's just going like ruby, topaz, sapphire, huge topaz,
Gross.
diamond. Like, yeah. Okay. We got one. That is so bad. This little dude is rich, but he thinks he's poor.
All these worthless gemstones.
Like,
Ugh.
what is this? So yeah, if you need a ruby, there's one over there for whatever you got.
See, well, can we make another gem encrusted bowl? Can we like just grab a bowl and like roll it around on your floor?
Yeah, like get
absolutely.
some glue. Bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah.
Hell,
I don't think pottery counts. Yeah, I don't think pottery counts for scroungecraft, but gluing some gem, bedazzling a bowl surely works.
Can mold earth be pottery?
It's a
How have I never
Good
thought of that
question.
before?
Yeah.
Because
It would be, right? Because it's just clay.
I think so.
Oh my gosh.
It's like,
All right, so Soren and Mochi have a little crafty afternoon where we use gems and mold earth,
yep.
Oh my gosh.
and then use my flame hands for bisque firing.
There-
Oh, perfect.
Did we break you?
I don't like this. I like this, but I don't like this.
Keep that one in the back pocket for later.
Yeah.
Big goddammit, my players are using their skills moment.
Yeah. Oh shit, they figured it out.
Shit,
but they have-
crafting.
They have the things.
They shouldn't craft.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, so you craft a bowl. Sure, you could have a gem encrusted bowl. So as Sobi is walking up with what appears to be a like cut single giant piece of amethyst that is like shaped into a bowl, like it's semi-transparent and like it kind of has this purplish, almost like ultraviolet rainbow that shoots out of it when the light hits it just right. And she walks up as you are bedazzling a clay bowl, and she's like, "Oh,
Beautiful.
We could take both.
Yes, that is amazing, Sobe. That is stunning.
sure, you can have one for soup and one for more soup."
Yes,
yeah.
they are definitely for soup, and they will not be used as consumable.
Makes the soup
Nope.
taste better. Did
Yeah,
you
exactly.
make that yourself, Sobe?
I know it's a family heirloom.
Shit.
From...
Cool.
We'll use that one as a last resort, okay?
Yeah,
I make no
it's not gonna be a
promises.
problem, right? Like it's just gonna be a.
I mean, we might die, so it might go with us into the maw. Just realistically, it might end up in a maw.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, I can live with that. That's fine.
Okay, good, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, no, just
Yeah.
as long as we're perfectly clear that it might not be returning,
There are a lot of
Mm.
tiny other gems.
like us.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. You have some limestone?
Oh, Clarence, no, please don't.
Sure,
No.
but Clarence, I've known you for long enough that I do need to ask, are you talking about the naturally forming rock, or are you talking about a rock that we poured limes onto?
Let's make
Wow.
margaritas.
I never really thought about it that way. Well,
Like a margarita luge? Yeah.
oh my gosh! Yes, like Mochi's like up top, like
Yes.
and then Clarence is at the
We're
bottom.
going to see this whatever this horror is.
Amazing.
I was mostly talking about the naturally occurring stone, but I mean, if you have the other one too, that would be kind of cool.
Well, one's easier than the other. She like goes outside and through whatever, if you happen to be inside, she goes outside. But she just kind of channels some druidic magic. You see like this kind of greenish, like brown kind of tinted energy coming up from the earth, and then just like this little spire of sandstone just kind of spouts out of the earth about as to where like her chin might be. Is that good, or
Lime. Is this the limestone?
that's limestone? I'm suppose you could also put limes on it and use it as a
Uh-huh.
luge.
Oh,
It's a limestone.
no, that's okay. We'll just this will probably work.
Okay. Well,
So
What?
nice.
what do you need limestone for?
Oh, I'm just gonna cover my skull friend in the limestone to naturally protect them, and then I was gonna roll it in a bunch of the gemstones just because then it would be pretty.
Your what, friend?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean,
don't
really
don't
want to ask questions.
like
but
Mochi is like
that's
behind
just it.
Clarence going.
Just let us
Yeah,
risk our lives, okay?
I'm not stopping you at this point. Like, at this point, it's... Yeah, no, do your thing.
I think as they're having this conversation, Betty walks by and just like kind of like pats Sobe on the shoulder and is just like, don't ask questions you don't actually want the answer to.
Yeah, that's fair. That's more than fair, actually. Okay. Well, you all just do what you need to do. Soren, I'm gonna get the boats ready for us to get going. So just whenever you're ready. It's not gonna take that long.
Okay.
How far is it by boat, by the way?
In a couple hours.
Do we need like? Is everyone good on like spells and stuff?
Yeah.
Should
think so.
be.
Okay.
I mean, like,
Just making
mechanically
sure.
speaking, I think we all had a long rest and everything, so I think.
Yeah, well, Mochi doesn't know that.
Oh, I
she
know.
doesn't-
Like I said, mechanically speaking,
Yeah.
I think.
Look, Mochi doesn't exactly sleep properly every night. She's always worshipping Hath.
There you
We'll
go.
use that term.
Stealing.
Shut up.
Joking around.
I didn't steal shit last time. I just tied a corpse to a anchor and overheard some pirates discussing mutiny.
That's not better.
There's
Yeah,
an
no, it's also-
Is that half? Is that half thing?
Please let them be half.
The clouds part and a great raccoon's like, that's not better.
You know you love me anyway.
Oh my god. Oh, what in the
Did everyone else just see the giant raccoon in the sky?
It was super weird.
It was just me.
It's very strange. I'm just
And
like
it's half looking
semi-canonical.
over all of us.
Terrifying thought.
group hallucination.
I'm pretty sure we know gods are real in this setting.
Yeah, it's pretty set on thing.
It would be real weird to be a heretic in this.
It would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing they say about, like, standard, like, Forgotten Realms. Like, people who don't believe in the gods, those are the weird people.
Next
It's okay
Humblewood
to not-
game.
That's my
It's
next
okay to not
Heretic.
pray to them,
Yep.
but
Yeah,
it's
same.
weird to be like, no, they're not real.
Next campaign, heretic paladin.
Yeah.
Show me
It's like
proof
there's
that
everybody walking
exists.
around. Like Baldur's Gate, Gale's like, yeah, I used to sleep with one. Not the
nah.
only one. She's
Yeah,
like,
right, buddy. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure,
buddy.
sure.
People
She
called
got
me
you
God before
good,
too.
didn't she? Yeah.
Like 10 people in your party. That's my dad was a god. My mom was a demigod. I used to sleep with a god. Like, it's just the parties get weird.
God, I don't know who
So-
you're trying to impress, but like, God,
If God is what you call yourself in your village, whatever.
whatever.
If that makes you all happy,
Those
great.
are government officials. I don't know what you're talking about.
You a cop?
You have to tell me if you are.
Are you a god? You have to tell me if you're a god.
Oh no.
I love that. Hold on. I'm keeping that for myself. Sorry.
I have played a charlatan who just had some magic and just told people that their houses and stuff were haunted their houses for them, and then came in as a cleric to help them cleanse the house of the evil spirits. You make so much money that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's absolutely games where it's like, yeah, it's a haunted house, but actually it's bandits who are just like, because everybody knows ghosts are a thing. Absolutely makes sense. Cool. So
I guess no nap to the boat.
To the boats.
That's probably fine. Okay.
Gosh, what is it with
Um,
boats?
You all head to the boats and find the
Too warm to
elders.
walk.
It's like 100 feet. Sobe has prepared a pretty decent sized canoe for you all. There's enough room for you all to kind of like spread around. You note that the river system here has come to this kind of tributary. There's a mouth to it. You can see a little bit further away, there is a waterfall that is just absolutely rushing down from part of the mountains and seems to be feeding into this part of the river and kind of seems to be flowing downwards. Soren, your memory tells you that you do need to travel by water to reach this. It's like a neutral zone. All of the villages have their own like places, and then kind of set into the center of what would be this pentagonal shape is where the stones are. And there's a small village there that's kind of made up of some of the watchers, some of the actual like personal guards to the stones. But it's kind of made up of all of the different tribes. It's not necessarily a singular home to anybody. It's like an ISS situation. The elders have gathered, and each of them has an object in their hands that they are holding out to all of you. So there are 5 items in total. I'm going to post these in our chat here, but just to describe them, these are all coming from Griffin Saddlebag 2. So to start with Bosch, the penguin and representation of the gem seed, he is holding out a shield. He is holding it like a shield, but he's also holding it from the back. As you notice, this shield seems to be made of thorns and brambles. It's kind of like almost like weave, like tightly packed together. And he holds it out and says, "This is the bramble buckler. I hope that it gives you lots of protection should you need it. I hope you don't, but if you need it, I'm glad you have it." And so essentially, is you as an action, you can speak the shield's command word, touch the ground at a point on your feet, and when you do, vines release outwards, and you create spike growth in that area. Does not require concentration, so you can still cast other spells. And when it ends, all of the vines, all the thorns, come back into the shield. It doesn't the shield doesn't go away when you use it, but yeah, it's a free use of spike growth. Let's see, once per day. The next person is Eldora, who is the toucan and representation of the Cinderstone, and she is holding out a bow, like a bow and arrow situation. She has a quiver of arrows for you as well. This is a longbow. Yeah, I don't think it would make sense for it to be a crossbow. But the bow has a very similar kind of coloration to her beak, and as you're looking at like the design, it's a recurve bow. As you're looking at it, almost looks like flames coming off of it, and there's a heat that you can kind of see coming off it. She's holding it by the handle, and like the string even is kind of like this glowing red. This is basically a magical bow. It does, let's see, does an extra 2 fire damage to any target that is hit with this attack. And you can, if you roll the same number on, hold on. I'm sorry, I didn't read this right the first time. Bonus action, blah, blah, blah. Shining light. If you roll the same number on both d20s when you make a ranged... Oh, if you roll the same number on both d20s when you make a ranged attack roll with advantage or disadvantage using this weapon, the ammunition becomes wreathed in uncontrollable flames. The arrow or bolt flies towards the target and explodes, destroying the ammunition so you can't get the arrow back, but it does deal 4d6 fire damage to the target instead of the normal damage, or half as much damage if the total of the attack was less than the target's AC. Regardless, it's going to do damage even if you're rolling at disadvantage and you get the same number on both die. I think that's kind of interesting. And it gives off a little bit of light as well. It gives you a 10-foot ring of light around you. So, yeah, and it ignites flammable objects. Should hit with that. Next up would be Azura, representation of the Zephyr Rock, the Harpy Eagle. She is holding out a blowgun. So, it kind of just looks like a long tubular pipe-like shape. Ranged weapon. The target takes an extra 1d4 bludgeoning damage if it is medium or smaller. It must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be pushed 5 feet away from you. Attacking at long range does not impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls, so whereas blowguns don't have the longest range, this one does not provide disadvantage on that. Has 3 charges that are all recharge at dawn. As an action, you can expend one of the charges to create a line of wind 30 feet long and 5 feet wide, and any medium or smaller creature must succeed on a DC 13 strength save or be pushed 10 feet away from you. And yeah, you can. Oh, this is also using like the new rule. So if you want to use Vex, if you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage, you have advantage on your next attack roll against the creature before the end of your turn. That is if you have the mastery property. And I believe, let's see, second to last, penultimately, we have Sasso, who is holding out a pair of bracers. These are Stormbrewer bracers. And so as you put these on, clouds start to surround your wrists that grow darker with every charge the bracers have. They eventually build up to fierce storm clouds when fully charged. The bracers can hold up to five charges, which are lost after 1 minute. Bracers gain 1 charge if you hit a hostile creature with a melee weapon attack while wearing them. If the bracers have 5 charges when you hit a creature in this way, they unleash a burst of electricity and lose all their stored charges, dealing 1d8 lightning damage to the target of the attack and up to 2 other creatures of your choice that you can see within 10 feet of you. In addition, while wearing the bracers, you can use your reaction when you take lightning damage to reduce that damage by 1d8 plus 4 and cause the bracers to gain 1 charge. And lastly, and maybe sort of most disappointingly, Bosch is holding out just a ball of dirt. It's like the size of his palm. And he's just holding out in his little tilly a hand. So you've gotten bow and arrow, you've gotten a shield, you've gotten bracers, you've gotten a blowgun, and then here is the elder of your tribe with just a ball of dirt.
That's it. Just.
Look, it's got a little face on it. And he holds it up, and you can see it's got little, like, 2 eyes and, like, what looks like a mouth, just like a crack in the dirt. Like, if you're going to pack clay together, it had just, like, a little crack in it. I just figured you would want a friend. And he just kind of, like, pats it into your hand, and pat, you'll be good now.
I have friends, and my sister is coming. But thank you, I will cherish it.
So this is a ball of wild earth. It is, let's see, is likely a remnant of a charmed earth elemental. Rolls about on its own in search of new and unique sources of dirt. When it finds a patch of particularly rich soil, it rolls around in it to incorporate the dirt into its form. Carries a level of moisture inside of it to make its form either dusty or clay-like. A friendly ball of wild earth can magically reshape the dirt it's covered in to form a variety of shapes at will, such as a tiny figurine or a large die, provided that the dirt continues to cover the pebble at its center by doing so. The ball of wild earth is considered... Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, so it's really a friend.
It is really a friend. Has a speed of 10 feet, can only move by rolling across the ground, AC 10, 15 hit points, resistance to all damage, regains all of its hit points if it's left buried underground for at least 1 hour. Ball of Wild Earth is sentient neutral item with intelligence of 2, wisdom of 6, and charisma of 4. Has hearing and dark vision up to 60 feet. Can't read or speak, but understands Common and Terran. And it's just happy to roll around in some dirt.
What the heck?
I just figured you'd want someone to hang out a little bit. What I'm going to say is, to boost this a little bit, once per day, you can throw that ball of dirt, use a command word, and it will essentially gather as much terrain around it as possible to, based on where you are, become an earth. There's different types of... I'm doing this on the fly. I'm going to look into see if it would be more interesting to be a golem or if it'd be more interesting to be an earth elemental, because I think golem might be more interesting depending on what you are throwing it as. Because I think there's only one type of earth elemental. So I'm going to say it'd probably be more interesting for this to be a golem depending on what you throw it at. So if you are surrounded by a bunch of like loose metal, it could be a metal golem. If you were surrounded by clay, it might be a clay golem. If you're surrounded by dirt, or it might be a stone golem, I guess.
Hypothetically, sand.
I think there are sand golems.
Love it. Perfect. Love it here.
I'm gonna look that up.
That's
Uh,
treacherous when I can create my own sand.
That's true. So there are clay golems. I'm not going to say it works for flesh. That'd be weird. There are
Thank
iron
you.
golems. Yep. There are stone golems. So I'm going to say it can become one of those three. Yeah. I think that's
Wild.
yeah. There's Knobik. If there is, I feel like I've seen a sand golem somewhere, but it might not be like main 5e. It might be a third party thing. But regardless, we can work around it. Cool. As
Love it here.
those gifts are provided to you, and again, I'm going to type those out here in our chat here momentarily. I think that's probably a good place for us to go to break so you can divvy those up as you need. Anniek, I know you wanted to do something right before we went to break, though. Did you want to do that now or when we come back?
We can do it when we come back.
Fair enough. Okay. Stick around, folks. We'll be back in about 10 to 15. Do the things, pet your pets. Enjoy our ad reel. Please consider supporting any of our wonderful affiliates, including Hit Point Press, makers of Humblewood, and please consider donating to Fauna and Flora International and impacting our game. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back. Welcome back, humble friends. Welcome back to Humblewood Yonderbound. Let's jump right back into things. You all have been tasked with returning the piece of the Borealis, a piece that you now realize is probably a part that has, well, this fragment is called the Borealis, belongs to a greater, larger stone, likely the aquamarine, or perhaps maybe even the Zephyr rock. And while you have pieced together that this was a piece that was likely stolen long ago by pirates who have been raiding and pilfering and trying to get these important elemental stones that seem to grow here almost naturally, being this focal point for the great rhythm, the balance of the world of Everden. That balance has been disrupted. The scales have been tipped, and something dark now grows in that void of imbalance. So, having consulted with the elders of the 5 tribes of the Tangle Wilds, you have been tasked with returning balance once again, and with boons granted to each of you, magic items from these elders, slightly modified a little bit, just to boost them up a little bit here and there. You all get into the canoe with Sobe and begin your journey downriver. Is there anything anybody wanted to do along the way? Mochi.
I don't know for anything. If we can wait for like something shadowy, dawny, dusky, or when we're like under a canopy, just when the light isn't obnoxiously bright.
Yeah, it's overcast anyway, but as you are like kind of going under the canopy, there's definitely some like darker shaded areas. There's a large tree that has this outcropping, almost like a bridge almost, and you're going almost through this tunnel of this natural semi uprooted tree that extends over the length of the river. It's probably the darkest point.
Just one more little commune. I have some questions. Some questions are more valid than others, but at this point, I think we're really used to how this goes. Dear Hath, first, not a question, but a remark. Turn Soren to crime. Feel like maybe that's like bonus points. Question 1. Is the maw a literal maw or more of a metaphorical, shadowy energy kind of maw? Like, is there like another T-Rex attached, or more like a water spout made of shadow and void and doom?
Okay. Not a yes or no question. So
You can also give short answers.
I can give short answers. So that's what I'll do here.
You've always been giving short answers. I'm
That's
just
true.
going with what
That's
Hath
true.
does.
Absolutely. Hath loves you. Hath loves us all.
I knew it. Oh, happy days. Right, sorry, focus.
A little of both. It is an incorporeal manifestation, made corporeal. Greater, far deadlier than a T-Rex. Know that I will be at your side as much as possible. You're going to need it.
buddy movie with Hath. Fuck yeah. Oh, also not a yes or no question.
It's okay.
Fuck's up with Sobe?
Sobe's got a lot on her shoulders, okay? But also, like, she doesn't need to be externalizing that as much.
Thank you, that's what I thought. And the last one, and I think this might be the most important one. What are the best ideas for Argus and K-Queen's honeymoon?
I'm a god of night, trickery, and deceit.
Exactly. He's a former bandit turned pirate king, and she's just cool.
Criminal party?
Ooh, like a murder mystery dinner?
No, like a kegger where you invite a bunch of bandits.
I think we call them mercenaries now, but I see what you're putting down. I
Well,
like it.
some of them. Do you know what a Donnybrook is?
No.
It's a fight where somebody loses an eye or a limb, but like starts as a party.
Huh. Okay. I can do that. Yeah, Clarence can help me set it up. And Betty has a really big new axe, so losing a limb should be easy enough as well. Yeah.
I feel like that's the right kind of party for a like quotations in the clouds, mercenary king.
Mercenary king and his kick-ass wife. Ah, thanks, Hath, because we were thinking all like romantic and stuff, but you're right, that is not necessarily their vibe.
Have you asked them?
It's supposed to be a surprise.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking you, because you're also really cool.
You too, Moch. Oh, even gods can have bad ideas.
Best goddess ever.
Yeah, have a party where everybody gets drunk and somebody dies. I don't know.
Perfect. Absolutely
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
As you're passing through this underpass of this tree, and you commune with Hath, like Mochi's kind of looking up. The way that the light is reflecting off the water almost makes it look like dancing stars on the ceiling of this rotting wood. And Mochi, you're the only one that's able to see, but there is a small raccoon form that's kind of having this chat with you. And as you pass back out into the dim light of the overcast sky, the commune ends. It takes a little bit of time as you were traveling, and the boat seems to be carried pretty well by the natural flow of the river. Sobe stands at the back with the rudder just to navigate as needs be, where there might be vines or rocks. There's no rapids or anything to worry about. She kind of gestures over to Soren. Hey, I know you got a ball of dirt. I know it's not like super cool, but I know you've been working. Cool. Okay, well, enjoy your dirt, friend. I know you've been working really hard on all your like magic and stuff, and I dug through some of the old elders' things that they weren't using anymore, and I got you this. And she like pulls out this like leaf wrapped package. It has like these vines that have kind of tied on it.
I was gonna grab it. Did you steal this?
Spara, you're coming back, right? Long-term lease.
He's like going back and forth, like looking at her after she's like, "You're coming back, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm giving it back." Undoes it. What am I looking at?
This is what I'm going to call wild shape armor. I believe the name for it in the Griffin Saddleback 2 is wild skin armor, but that has weird connotations. So in a world where everybody could be leather, I guess that's a world we already live in. Don't think about it. So while this would be typically hide armor, I think it's still fair to probably consider it hide, but probably in a way that like bark or leaf might be made into, as opposed to any animal hide. So this looks more like you unwrap leaves to almost find leaves within. This is an armor that seems to be made from these like very, in the way that like certain jungle or even desert leaves have a very like thick, almost waxy exterior to it. This is almost to the far extent as to this feels like leather with how thick these leaves are. Like they're not giving away any moisture at this point. And so this armor will reinforce whatever your wild shape form is. So regardless of what you happen to wild shape into, your AC is going to be 16 plus your dexterity modifier, unless it's already higher. And you can gain that benefit even if when the armor merges into your new form. You're essentially, when you go into your sand form, you leave it up to you whether you're going to look armored or not, but you will have increased defenses. So you'll be a pretty well defensed spider, even should you want to turn into a little
Thank
sand spider
God.
or whatever else. But yeah, regardless of what you transform into, it will have a higher AC than it likely otherwise would.
Beautiful. I do have one logistics question
For
now.
sure.
Seeing that you did say that most of us could be leather here, are we getting like cloth through like donations or what? Because all of us have cloth clothes here.
Yeah, I think the cloth is probably like plant fiber.
Okay.
It's more, yeah, maybe
Flax,
more
linen.
burlappy. Yeah, flax. Yeah.
Okay, making sure. Because if I was wearing like Sherpa cloth, just making sure it was ethically gotten.
Hey man,
That's all.
Yeah,
it's like you're wearing
there
a
are-
weave, you know. It's, you got.
Yeah.
You talk your plant friends into braiding themselves into cloth for you,
Yeah.
and then you cut them from their roots.
Caprins are goat and sheep people, so maybe there's just a bunch of them that like shave every now and then. They're just like, we're gonna
They
sell
still
this.
have to shed.
Like
They
the
still-
textile industry in Humblewood should be like fantastic,
Oh, absolutely. Because
ethically sourced and grown. Like there's no.
yeah, everybody
Honestly, you probably could have made an entire cloak with what came out of mochi after winter.
got possibly.
Possible.
Also, I think one like Caprin would clothe all of us.
Yeah.
True.
It's like Angora. The Allurans are just like brushing themselves and being like, we can make sweaters out of this.
This is money. This is money coming off us right now.
We can make good.
Like they're
This
the most
is-
like noble, like bougie people, I believe. Like they're like instant.
Oh, this is
Oh.
great.
This is
Oh.
that Luxos Empire, Angora.
I just had to know. I'm sorry. But
No, you're asking the questions that need to be asked.
so he's gonna look at it and just did you did you get something for yourself, Sobe?
Well, no. I just I
Okay.
don't know. I'm gonna do
He's
my best to help you, but then you yelled at me when I said I was just gonna take you there. If you wanted to go with you, I'm more than happy to. But like,
just in case, because I got my I don't listen thing from you, and then he pulls out his the iron oak shield that he got, and he's going to give it to Sobe.
oh, neat.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. So yeah, so she could hold on to that, and it's mainly because I can only have so many attuned items.
Yeah, one of those things.
The great shedding is wild.
There's a reason we needed a spa day. It was messy.
5 years of winter, yeah. We were thick with the fur, all right. like Clarence has lost at least 10 pounds.
So
Like,
sorry.
You thought Mochi had like baby chub? Winter fur.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Clarence's
God.
clothes are like just a little bit loose on him now.
Yep.
Soren is going to hug Sobe and just say, "You're the best sister. I love you. And please stay safe."
You're the best brother. I'm gonna do my best and I expect you to do the same.
Yeah. I'm the best brother. Damn, Skippy, I am. Snot again.
Gross.
You love me.
It takes a little bit of time going down the river. Again, a couple hours, just like Sobe said. Again, the further and further you go in, the more and more that like that pit in your stomach seems to grow. Like you can feel that you're getting closer to something you shouldn't. Like even like biologically, you can tell I shouldn't be going near this. But you push on all the same. The boat is traveling downriver, and there's not much you can do to stop that flow at this point. So it travels. Couple hours in, you begin to see the great roots of a massive tree expanding before you. And through like the haze and the rain and everything else, like you can smell again that rot that's coming around. You can see the trees here are like just absolutely rotting away, even more than they were before when you were traveling through the jungle. But I'll pull up a map for you all here. See if that's the right thing. There we go. You begin to travel closer and closer to what you see as a village. And it seems to be like set into the like built around the roots of this great tree. A tree that is slightly smaller, you'd think, than the Alderheart. The Alderheart is massive. I mean, it's a city. This is a little bit tinier, but still just absolutely, greater than any redwood we would see on Earth. And as you approach, you can see that there is again this village that is kind of built into the roots, and there's several buildings that are kind of made out of wood and thatched roofs and leaves and just whatever natural components can be around. The first thing that you all notice is that there is no smoke coming from any chimneys. There is no smoke coming from any fires at all. There's no real sign of life here in this part of the village. And as your canoe comes to dock against one of the boardwalks, there is no one there to greet you. It is ghostly silent here. What would you like to do?
Is that ghostly silence on purpose, or is it like people were mauled to death?
Go ahead and give me I can see probably a couple of things. We could say absolutely perception is just kind of looking around. Survival would be like to see if you're going to notice any tracks or maybe even signs of like combat here. It could even be investigation if you're looking for like clues of people. But if you just want to do a cursory glance, we can call that perception.
I'll do survival because I am
Okay.
looking for like if people are around at all.
For sure.
21.
Great. Looking around, it's been raining a lot here. Tracks in the sand and the dirt. You're not exactly sure how fresh anything is. There's a lot of puddles here and there that have accumulated in the dirt. However, it's as you're looking at the buildings and looking that like doors have been left open. You look through one of the windows and see that there is like food that has been left out on one of the tables that is just like from the looking in through this window, no glass or anything, looking through this window, you can smell how rotten it is. And that's when you notice like the bloody handprints that have kind of just streaked on one of the inside walls. And as you look around more and more, you realize that that's not the only, like a lot of the blood has likely been washed away, but there does not seem to be anyone here, and it looks like something bad happened.
Argus will see that and just be like, everyone be on your guard. This place is a graveyard. We don't know if the ones responsible are still here.
Like, other than the handprints, like bones or anything like that? It's just...
No bones.
Okay.
Can we just have a look around this village carefully? We
Or
can't find
investigate.
Sobe because, like, how many people are supposed to be here?
Sophie just kind of like looks around. It's kind of weird that nobody helped us duck. There's
Well, the
typically
bloody
like,
handprints might explain that part.
oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Don't
wh-
like
when-
this.
When was the last time anybody was here from your village? Like,
We stopped sending reinforcements about a month ago, but this place typically has at least 50 different members of all of the 5 tribes. We typically try to send 10 each, and they take care of this place and try to fend off pirate attacks mostly. But
but you
pirates typically leave bodies.
haven't heard from anyone in
No,
a month?
well, we only we send them once a month. We stopped sending reinforcements, but our reinforcements didn't come back, and we just
No,
Should
but
we
yes,
just-
but
should we
you'd
just-
never send like birds or.
Did we just assume that no news was good news in this situation? Like, is that?
we all rotate out. Did you just ask about
Like-
sending birds?
Sending to birds or with birds. The spell sending. You have magic users.
What's a bird?
Oh God. It's
Oh.
okay. Birds aren't real. They can't hurt you.
um,
Sorry,
there
Argus.
She looks up at Argus. Good.
Should
Birds
we
can't
have a
hurt me.
look around this village? See if do we find any like people?
Sure.
Try not to
Um,
deviate from the group. Everyone stick together.
Soren is looking at like the blood splatter and is specifically looking for, since I got so much shit for it last time, a plant of some sort that might be covered or splattered in blood. I
Okay.
just want to get their firsthand experience.
Yeah. I should also
How does
note,
it make you feel?
the tree here is not a full tree. It is the width of the, or it is a like smaller width than the Elder Heart, but this is also another tree that seems like it has fallen long ago. And while it does have kind of like a mesa-ish look to it, it's higher up. You can't see the top of it. It's not like it fell at ground level. So it does go up probably what we consider 5 stories up into the sky. And then you can kind of see that it doesn't really grow up much more than that. But yes, Soren, looking around, there are plants here. A lot of them are kind of rotting away, but you absolutely can see like there is a bush that is set off. You know, kind of this like very typically would be a very verdant jungle bush. Might even have flowers growing from it, but the flowers have long rotted. But it does have a little blood splatter on it.
I would go over to the bush, using druid craft to wash away the blood, and then cast speak with plants, and just, my name is Soren. Hi. Are you okay?
No,
What happened here?
bad things. Really scary things.
I can tell.
I don't feel good.
What's wrong?
I feel sick.
good either.
This ground is not good. And this rain is real bad. It tastes bad. I'm gonna throw up.
You can do that.
I don't know.
Like a leaf.
You said, wow.
Sorry about
It's
that.
it's okay. So with the druidcraft, I'm going to make like a little rain cloud over him and just like hopefully that doesn't taste terrible. Is that better?
That's okay, but it's something not good.
Why?
And people around here, there's nobody like I get pruned a little bit, and it's been a while.
Where did all the blood come from? What caused it?
the things that came from inside, they came out and they had claws and teeth and
Claws and teeth. And Soren says that out loud. Claws and teeth, you say. Okay. Um,
they were real scary. I can't really see too much, but I didn't even like looking at them very well.
how big? Did they take anybody away or did they just eat them here?
It was kind of a grab and go sort of situation.
Oh, okay. So people still might be alive. Okay, that's a nice option. Okay, I like that
No.
option. Oh.
No,
Oh.
no, sorry.
This no. Um okay. Um and like looks back up to everybody, relays all of that information. Um is there anything else we should ask aside from like what these things are?
Where did they come from?
He said inside.
Yeah.
You can see that in like the stump of this tree, there is what looks like a very clearly marked entrance, like a path that leads up to it. It's like a break in the wood itself where two of the roots kind of split out, and there's this crevice that looks like you could travel further inside.
Oh,
Does it look especially dark in there? Like darker than normal?
Yeah, incredibly dark.
Cool.
oh, okay.
Probably fine.
Yeah, it's great.
Maybe ask the plant. Did they all leave, or is there still something left in the village?
Have you seen any more of them, or did they all go back inside the tree? Or what?
I think all of them went inside, but there were a lot of them.
Okay.
Clarence, when you ask that, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh no,
Okay, that's fine.
I hate it here.
Good. So
Everything's
study.
fine.
All right, perception. Oh my god, I have. Oh wait, no, I was looking at performance. I was like, whoa, okay. That is a 16.
Great. Clarence, you hear from one of the far buildings. Let me see if I can pick it on the map here. It is. See the boardwalk that leaves up there. It's this far building right here, just like a little bit south of where the boardwalk leads up to the break in the wood. You hear a screech. It's not animalistic. It is inhuman. It is very disturbing. And
What's a human?
it is very inhumanoid.
Thank you. Thank you.
In fact, it's very human indeed. That's
Yes,
Well,
I
that's
didn't-
what, that's
I'm sorry, I didn't want to
terrifying.
be ableist about this.
What could possibly make a sound like that? You see just this man just running by.
This is just a guy.
The fuck is that?
My name's Jerry.
It's
horrible.
It's like where Cal's skull came from.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, Caliban
You
did a
can't
weird
tell me he
plane
wasn't a-
shift, and
Yeah.
Caliban did the word play.
I suppose I might as well take over all of these animal people.
That
You
is
can't tell
very
me his
human.
name wasn't.
That's very human.
So it's it fits. His name was
That checks
probably
out.
Chad or something.
Clarence, I'm gonna say that you alone hear this, despite Pat's perceptions and everything else. Like your bunny ears tune in, and perhaps it's because of your connection to warlocks and the Undying or not. You hear this. I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, this is fine. I have so much wisdom. Totally. That's a 10.
Clarence, you are frightened.
Oh,
It
no.
sends fear, like your spine gets cold with how scared you immediately become. And like it's like you get tunnel vision looking at this one building, and as you do, you can see through the doorway these two glowing eyes just like peek out, and these very long fingers with claws on the end kind of grip around the door and then just pull back.
I think in this moment, Clarence Clarence forgets that they are a hero of the Humblewood and goes back to like a much younger self. And like the bunny ears are up, the eyes are big, there's hyperventilating going on, and without him realizing, his one foot starts doing the panicked like bunny thump of something of like the warning signal, and it's on this boardwalk, so I imagine that it's making quite a little echoey like thump 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 thump.
I think that would be enough for Mochi to like, at the very least, grab shields,
Yeah.
look around.
Betty definitely pulls out her axe and then steps in front of Clarence.
Clarence?
We'll look at Clarence. What direction?
Yeah, looking north at that building, Clarence is like fixated on that. Clarence, what's your biggest fear?
No.
Oh,
Good
yay.
question.
I think Clarence's biggest fear is being left all alone.
You look around, and despite Betty having stood in front of you a second ago, despite Mochi pulling out her shield, there is no one around you.
Mochi?
Yeah.
Betty?
Clarence, yeah?
Soren?
Mochi, what's
Argus?
going on with Clarence?
I don't know. Can I like shake Clarence a little?
You can. Clarence shakes. As you do, you can give me a medicine check if you want, or an insight.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, we'll make it insight. I actually have proficiency in that one. 14 and 8, 22.
Clarence's eyes are like glazed over, like almost glaucoma-esque. And like as you shake Clarence's body is just kind of like limp. He's not collapsing, but they are not responding, and only seem to be calling out more and more for all of you that are very clearly right here.
I don't think Clarence can see or hear us, Soren.
What does Clarence experience while they're being shaken? Like, what does that look feel like for them?
I think to Clarence it's almost like there's an earthquake happening. So like now like this other thing that's in the building is like, it's like shaking the earth. Like it's the whatever creature monster thing. Like it's emanating from them.
Yeah. I think we need to, if Argus or someone can just grab Clarence so they don't actually like run off while they're doing this, and we wait for them to snap out of it, and then we take a little break, and then we make a little food, and then this can't happen to the rest of us.
Do we feel like a presence like emanating from that space that's in front of us?
Yeah, you're all kind of looking at it now, so I will get wisdom saves from all of you, please.
Oh.
Is this
Oh.
is this for the frightened condition?
Fucking
It is.
fuck.
Yeah.
I can't be.
We
frightened.
should have had the
Okay.
feast on the boat.
I am immune to being frightened.
Great.
Aren't you
So I will
fancy?
describe what Argus sees here. Just
I would like to be like you.
Thanks, warrior king feet. You're the best.
I got a 19.
Wisdom saving throw? 24.
Great.
High whiz, no int.
Okay. Betty, what about you?
Second, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not missing
you're
anything
good.
that I should be using for this.
We do have a bunch of advantages, by the way. Also, some
Yes.
donated by the mall.
Yeah, thank
What?
you.
Because apparently the mall things we needed.
Thank you, the maw.
I guess. Thanks.
Thanks for that. Okay. I think.
The mall's like, I'm so sure I can beat you, fuckwits. I'm just gonna help
I'm
you.
so sure I could beat you.
Okay. You said wisdom?
Yes.
That is a natural 20. So
Fantastic.
23.
So, none of you are affected by this. So what you all see is this thing is starting to like pull its way through the doorway. And so you see these, again, incredibly long clawed fingers extending on either side of the doorway and pulling this very what looks like frail form. It's very elongated, very, very long arms that might drip all the way down to their legs. The skin is blue and clammy and looks like it's like sticky to the touch. The face has this kind of snout sort of, but there's no nose. It's just these very two long nostrils, these kind of like here and there fangs. The eyes completely doll's eye black. Bits of strands of hair extend here and there from the shoulders, from the top of the head, like even more horrific Gollum-like is kind of what we're going for here. And it just kind of pulls its way out, and you hear like a sort of like snort snarl, and it just like starts almost crawling its way to you. The legs are fully extended, but the arms, the way they extend outwards, it's kind of pressing its fingertips into the ground, and seems to be just also focused on Clarence. You want to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Yikes. Okay.
Including Clarence.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make that save again.
Okay.
Still happy about keeping that shield.
Wow. Oh no, there it is. My D20 blended in with my desk. Oh, this is great. This is perfectly Clarence initiative.
Oh, good.
I wonder if it's a perfectly normal, right there with a Soren initiative.
You want to pop those into chat? I will.
Are we in the right place on the map, or we?
Yeah, that's where you all would be. That is where you would have found the blood smear. So that is perfect for me.
Cool. I'll make sure.
Yep, that tracks.
No, I have a token for something like this. It might just take me a second here to find. That one's fine. Maybe. Up here somewhere? Oh. Oh, roll 20. Do your job.
No.
Apparently not. Does not want to cooperate today.
I do want to say that I
I
appreciate the
There it is.
aesthetic of this map. Like, it's got the rain overlay. It's very aesthetic and gloomy, and it really sets the mood. It's very good.
Oh, thanks. Okay. We can call that this creature. Let's see. So we have do two dirty 20s between Argus and Mochi. Any preferences to who goes first?
I'd like Argus to go first so he can like get in front of me and get hit.
That's my job.
That's your job.
Right, and this is going to be a.
I hope it's not a visual picture of what this thing looks like. Cause good lord.
I can send you it. It uses a
Oh,
stat
Lord, it
block that I'm
exists.
kind of basing it off of. This is partially from a what do I call it? A playtest from Humblewood Beyond the Canopy that they've been putting out through their Kickstarter. I think it's Kickstarter, or it's their Patreon.
Right.
So
Your description made me think of a Kelpie, but wrong. So
yeah, so we're using the Sea Hag stat
Oh.
block
Okay.
for this.
stellar.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh.
Yeah.
So were you to see this thing, were you to have not succeeded on your roll, like what Clarence is seeing is his worst fear. If you were to fail that roll and that fear could be translated to this thing. Like, you're afraid of fire. This thing would appear like it was on fire.
Yeah.
But all of you see this thing for what it really is, which is like this gooey, slimy, amorphous, like humanoid-like figure.
Yeah.
Okay, I was putting in our things here, so let's do that, and then Argus, you are up first.
Where is this thing in terms of on the map? On the map?
Yeah, it is this small green icon. This is a pretty big map, so
Oh.
it's just this little green dot right here.
Okay. Just down
So
here.
it is moving towards you, but oh, there is one down there. I'm gonna get. That's where it dragged to. Thanks, roll 20. Yes. So the one at the bottom doesn't exist. It's the one near the top there that's coming out of the building. We'll have it be like 30 feet away, so like right there, and is just kind of like pacing its way towards you all. So it's still got some distance.
So it's a far distance away. I looked at that. I was like,
It's a big map.
That's
Yeah.
a
Should have
solid map.
taken it, bow, man.
Hey. Should have taken a bow. That's fine. I don't find it distances. Typically, that's a far away. Holy shit.
If you want to, well, I would be there with you. If you want to, you can go after me.
What are you gonna step a dimension?
I mean,
door?
I can deliver you to the creature.
Cool. That's all I need.
Okay. In that case, I'll go and Oh, here's a question, Derek. If I use my duplicate to dimension door, can my duplicate dimension door with Argus? Because I can cast spells through it.
That's an
Yeah,
interesting question.
yeah. Is it? Fuck it. Why not? I would say that it can even just go through as like a familiar or something like that. So you
Rule
could
of
take.
coolness.
Yeah,
Oh.
you could take. It's literally supposed to be like your shadow, right? That you're like manifesting. So yeah, you could take a creature like Argus as well as yourself and your companion.
No, I want to use my
Just send those two.
yeah, like pop out the duplicate and then the duplicate casts dimension door with Argus.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Let me put second Mochi on the map.
Okay.
Hang on. I need to zoom in. My God.
I know.
Are these like
Yeah.
like high ridges and plateaus, or is it like
Yeah, so looking at it, I mean, depending on like this area right here, you would be able to like that's probably a half movement area. But if you're using the boardwalks, that'd be able to get here and there. You might have to jump here or there.
Right.
But this like all of the stuff here is like water, which is why there's boardwalks that would lead you up. So
is it elevated or no? Is it just like straight, just like
this
flat?
as it goes up, it gets more and more elevated. Like this part here, that's all level all the way down, but this part where the stone kind of outcropping is, that would be probably a 10-ish foot elevation.
Cool. Oh, 10-ish foot. Okay.
Yeah, but it also has steps to it, so to be able to kind of climb up that pretty easily with that, or even jump up it if you're somebody like Argus or Betty.
Okay. Mochi will pop out her duplicate.
Okay.
And
Double motion.
use her duplicate to cast Dimension Door. And assuming Argus is a willing creature, roughly my size, carrying up to its carrying capacity. I'm not gonna put you like directly in front of it because, ugh. But within walking distance, I guess, because I want the duplicate here for a little bit of cover. Because it'd be a shame if I lose her right now. So where second Mochi is where I drop off Argus as well.
Okay.
I can't move Argus's token, but and that is just full round everything. So I'm just gonna start walking myself. I have 30 feet of movement. I can walk. I have feet. 8.
Sure.
Look how far I get. That is not impressive on that map at all.
Dimension Door
This
has
is
been wild for me this weekend.
You got it, guys. I'm coming. That's my entire turn. That is tapped.
Okay. Then next up, Argus, you have been transported through space. There's a slight popping in your owl ears as you appear in a distance, the kind of displacement of air. But you find yourself much closer to whatever this horror happens to be. That doesn't seem to have noticed you just yet. It's almost like the eyes are locked with Clarence's eyes.
Yeah, I think just seeing that distraction, he just take full sprint, goes to like take a golf swing.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore style, and just like ready to just launch the thing into space.
Yeah, having gotten closer, you can see that its fang mouth is coated in blood, and that it's like tucked around its waist in like these bands of leather or thread or something are several different types of bones that are all just kind of like dangling from it. But yeah, go ahead and take your attack.
Gross. That's 23 to hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's max damage. That's 18 points of damage.
Yeah,
The first
fantastic.
one. Second attack. That's 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
For I can do math. 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And third attack. That's a 15 to hit.
15, I think still does. Where did it go? 15 does hit.
Haha! And we'll do. That makes sense. 13 points of damage.
Okay. Absolutely just slamming away at this thing, and you are just like bludgeoning it down. Its head is being knocked left and right. You're hearing like bones crack, which only seem to like just snap back into place on this thing. But it looks pretty beat up at this point, and it kind of like reels back a little bit and hisses at you in this weird animalistic sort of way. Anything else for your turn?
Just looking at it. Is its concentration broken on whatever it's doing to?
It's not concentration. It's now looking at you, but looking back at Clarence, you're kind of getting that this is probably an effect that Clarence is going to have to fight off. It was just seeing Clarence as its prey.
Okay.
It's now seeing you. But you've already succeeded on its effect, so it doesn't. You don't need to make the save again.
Yeah. It will never scare me. This thing, it's smaller than me, weaker than me, and it's gonna die faster than me. That's my turn.
Okay. Then we have Betty.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I can only take one creature.
No.
Otherwise, I would love to be the full melee delivery system, but it's only one creature.
Gosh, no. I have a thought.
True
But
transport.
I unfortunately my help action is, it sounds cute. It's called Hold Hands, but it's not very helpful in this particular instance. So but I think what I would like to do is, instead of moving toward the fight, which is arguably would be the smart thing to do, Betty's gonna turn around to Clarence, and she's gonna kneel down, put her axe on the ground, and put both of her paws on Clarence's shoulders, and kind of give them just a slight shake, and try to get them to look in her general direction. Like, obviously Clarence isn't seeing things correctly, but and just, we're here with you. It's okay, you're not alone. To try to give Clarence advantage on their next save. And if
Absolutely.
I can transfer my inspiration from recap to Clarence.
Sure can.
Okay.
Yeah. So help action with inspiration for Clarence's next turn. Great. Cool. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
I feel like that's probably a pretty focused thing, and I'm willing to take that. So
Absolutely. Okay. Next up then is the Sea Hag's turn, I believe.
Gross.
Yes. So, the Sea Hag now looking at Argus. So her eyesight has like locked in on your eyes. Big owl eyes looking into these like slightly glistening, like way too wet looking like black eyes that are very like forward predatory, but also set way too far apart on this like misshapen sort of head. She is, as you're looking into these eyes, you realize they like start to shift slightly, and she is going to, as you like refocus for just a second, you see Jasmine standing in front of you. And it's just like you saw her just a little bit ago. In fact, it's almost exactly like you saw her. It's your most recent memory of her that she now appears as. And I'm going to say that because you're not affected by the fear condition at all, like, you will have advantage on this check. So if you want to give me a, what we call this, an advantage on investigation. Can't hear you for some reason.
That is an 18.
Fantastic. You don't fall for it at all. So as this simulacrum of Jasmine starts walking towards you, you can see through the illusion and see that there's this big clawed hand that's coming to take a swipe at you. So she's not going to have advantage on this attack, but she is going to take a claw attack at you. And so that is a 16 plus 5, so that is a 21 to hit.
That does hit.
That does hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say 18 or 17. Okay, so she is going to do 12 points of slashing damage to you as this illusion is broken, and like all of a sudden in front of you is like this toothy face smiling way too big, these far set apart eyes, and this claw that just kind of like strikes down on you. That is it for her turn. Soren, it is your turn.
Okay, I have 2 questions very quickly. Soren is going to scramble up on top of this building right here. Just gonna go ahead and get get my eyes up there and get a view of some things. Near us, where is the largest tree?
The largest like full living tree?
Yes.
Okay.
Near me specifically.
Right. I'm gonna say it is because you're right by the water.
Mhm.
There are probably, so the largest tree nearest you, or probably one of the trees that's growing close enough to the water that it has roots growing into the water itself. Looking, it is probably, what is that? So that's 45 feet to the edge of the map. Probably about 60 feet away.
60 feet away. Okay. So that's not gonna work. Never mind. It has to be a freaking large tree. Just trying to do transport via plants to get Betty over there, but
Does it has to be a large tree to do transport via plants?
yeah, it's got to be
Okay.
2 large or larger inanimate plants. It doesn't have to be a tree per se, but if you got a big, large shrub, I'll take that too.
You were just talking to one.
I didn't know if he was large. Okay, cool.
We can consider Jeb large.
Okay, cool. Now, with that being said, next to Argus, which is the largest plant, and please do not say the actual dead tree.
No, because I wouldn't consider that. That's petrified at this point, so it doesn't actually count. But I will say that there's another large bush. It's probably this one, right here. I think that's a bush.
Beautiful. So as Soren kind of scrambles up, he's gonna look at the bush that he was just talking to. What's your name again?
It's Jeb.
Jeb, you're gonna do great things. And I would like to cast.
I'm the governor of Florida.
Where's Florida? I would like to cast transport via plants between Jeb and the closest one that, like you said, was right here up there.
Yes.
So now, for a minute, my allies can run through Jeb and run up there to get to her. And I would tell that to Betty and also to Mochi because they can listen to me. I don't know too much about Clarence right now. Clarence is missing in action.
Fair enough. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you want to transport between Jeb and George, you absolutely can.
Jeb and George.
They're the bushes.
Yes.
So
George Bush.
it's a joke I probably shouldn't make. Clarence, it is your turn. You have advantage on a wisdom save. You would like to make that at the top of your turn?
Can we give you disadvantage?
I deserve it.
For
Yeah.
making that joke, yeah.
Yeah.
That-
Oh,
Well,
also,
low
Players
hanging
just
fruit.
everyone just takes 1d4 psychic damage from that joke.
God.
That's what it felt like.
That's exactly what that felt like. That hurt.
That hurt a lot.
God.
I'm not even American and that hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
Proud they are.
that's a 10 again.
No.
Oh.
You're like 9 million. Oh, no.
You had
With it-
one
with it-
job.
I already rolled with advantage.
So you got the help action, which is the advantage. You could use the inspiration was granted to you as well if you want to roll one more time.
Get you in this boss fight.
It was a gift that Betty imparted onto you.
Get you in this boss fight. Come on.
That's a 13.
Clarence, you remain under the effects of the fear. And it's not just the frightened condition. You are, what do I say? You're essentially incapacitated by this particular type of fear, especially because your fear is like that isolation. Like I will say, you can run away, but you can't see Betty. All you can see is this monster seemingly struggling with something. But like you've got tunnel vision, so you can still run away if you want. You just can't get closer to it.
I think Clarence will just be like turning around in circles though, of just being like, "Where did everyone go? Why did you leave me? I'm sorry."
So wait, can they not feel when Betty's grabbing onto them?
Mm-mm.
Oh, damn.
That's raw.
Oh, baby.
It like almost breaks through for just a second where you hear like Betty's voice echoing from like very far away, like if she was yelling from like, you know, a quarter mile away. You can almost hear her voice for just a second, but I think that only makes the loneliness seep in deeper as you realize like, oh, she did leave.
I know Mochi's better than me.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Even Caliban's gone.
I mean, that part's true,
Wow.
but still.
Even Caliban's got fun.
Well, some things have like a silver lining, you know?
Uh-oh. With that, Argus, it is your turn again.
That was fast. Oh my god. It's gonna just keep hitting this high. Like, does she still look like Jasmine?
You can see through the illusion.
Cool. I'm just gonna he's holding it like this. He's just gonna like shorten it till he's holding it, and the hammer is like right there, and he's just gonna like shunt them in that smile of theirs to
Go for it.
punish them for even trying. That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
That's 13 damage.
Argus, how do you finish off this sea hag nightmare beast?
It's just like the image of Jasmine is flickering, and then they just grab them by the back of their head, pulling them, and then he just like really
Ouch.
just bust their face
Ow.
in and toss them like unceremoniously on the ground.
Yeah. The hammer almost like sloshes through, like liquefying, and as the body just crumbles to the ground, it's already just like starting to bubble and ooze and create like this black sludge that's like seeping into the ground. Clarence, you snap out of it, and you see everyone around you. You see, you know, Argus up ahead. You're not even sure how he got that far away, but Betty's right there. Betty's right there. She has you by the shoulders, and like you still have that pit in your stomach, but the fear is like that intense fear is drifting away. You know you're not alone
Clarence just gives Betty the biggest.
Yeah. Yeah. Betty wraps her arms around Clarence.
Argus will like yell out to everyone, just be like, "Be careful! They activate your greatest fears and some of your desires."
Oh, great.
Mochi would turn around and go like, is it Clarence? Clarence, can you see me again? Like put her paws like in your face.
Oh.
Clarence! Please!
I'm
I'm talking to you!
It's so good to see your little face again.
Where did you go?
You
I
were
didn't go
right here, but you
anywhere.
weren't.
You all went somewhere. Left me alone.
No, we were
We
right
would ne-
here.
We would never leave you.
Okay, let's find a little spot where we can have what is hopefully the creepiest picnic of my life.
Are we done?
Picnic.
Have we left initiative order yet?
You have left initiative order.
Okay.
Oh, cook an initiative order. It's only a 10 minutes cast.
Argus, again, you see and Betty who are both up there. You can see that like the sludge is kind of just like literally just it's going into the soil here. Left behind are just those like threads of vine probably that were holding the bones that were like tied like lashed to the leg, lashed around the waist, like almost like a bandolier. And these are very clearly the bones of Humblefolk.
Yeah. Does it look like it corrupted them, or is it ate them and like just a
Yeah, exactly. Did it used to be someone who lived here?
Let's do. This could be a number of things,
Oh,
depending
no.
on what you want your knowledge to be stemming from. I could call this medicine, nature, arcana.
I'll take medicine.
Oh,
I
I'll
will
take
use one of
nature.
those advantages we got because that was terrible.
Okay.
Distinctly less terrible. 21.
Okay.
The other one was a 2, so we're just gonna mark it off.
Using medicine, you're able to reason that this thing is kind of dissipating the way that like unnatural things do. It's not returning to the earth in a balanced sort of way, and it was collecting the bones of other things. This thing was probably eating, feeding off of whatever was guarding this town. This was probably the one that was left in that building.
Yeah.
And it's probably not something that was like, you don't think any of the humble folk that were here became these things.
Okay. Good.
And I think that's maybe even reinforced by from out that crevice in the wood, you hear a similar, very unnatural screech kind of echo out. And all of you hear that one this time.
Hate it.
Thanks. Hate it.
No, but for real, let's do a little picnic.
Picnic.
She will grab that gem-encrusted bowl that we mold-earthed, bedazzled together, and not the heirloom. We're trying to save the heirloom.
Sure.
And we'll cast Hero's Feast.
Okay.
Okay, so Hath and I have been talking, and she's here with me because what we're facing is like a manifestation of something evil and dark, and she said I was really gonna need her help. So you know that we're probably like in trouble. So we're all gonna eat this food, blessed by Hath, and it is going to cure your diseases and poisons. It's going to make you immune to poison. It's also going to make you immune to being frightened. And it gives you wisdom saving throws with advantage. And you get extra health and vitality, aka temporary hit points.
Sheesh.
Wow, that's quite the feast.
It's a hero's feast because we're the heroes of the Humblewood.
Yeah, we are.
Haha!
How much temporary hit points do we get?
I will roll that for you because we all get the same amount that I roll on 2d10.
Ooh, 2d10, good lord.
Hang on, that's a d8. Nope. There. A 6 and an 8. 14.
14.
And this lasts for 24 hours, but we have to spend a little time eating it. But you're immune to being frightened, so no one else is going to think that they are alone, or being assaulted by their wife, or watch their friends go up in flame again.
Oh, that's what you think, Mochi. That's what you
No.
think.
We got to
Look.
talk about that later. Like, Arcus like looks at like it's like, oh, we're gonna talk later, definitely.
Shit.
Oh boy, that was that might have slipped out. Oh boy.
It's almost like she doesn't do well under pressure. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh man.
I will put in, unless you all can look it up, I can put in chat what it does, because it will hopefully still be active next session as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I hope never to have a picnic like this again. Hence, hopefully, creepiest picnic of my life. Let's not make a habit of this, okay?
Yeah. I think saving the world twice is good enough. Let's not go for a three-peat.
Look, there's gotta be something else. You know, there's always something else.
There's always something else. You're all right about that.
Yeah. If
Nature's
there weren't great
mad.
adventures, then we wouldn't have great bard songs.
I know she's probably still in the canoe, but she'll like take a bowl to Sobe. Like,
I was about to ask,
if
is
it's up
she
to-
still here?
Fair
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Is Lorelai here or no?
I could be
Oh,
here if
I
you
always-
want me to.
I always gotta ask.
Yeah. I'm whatever you need me to be.
Oh my god.
Pop me in the bag of holding. I put out of the straw I can breathe.
Oh, okay.
In that case, I suggest Lorelai also takes a little nibble of the hero's feast. Just saying.
You suggest she takes what?
A little nibble of the hero's feast.
Ah, yes.
It's for up to 12 people, so just
Yeah.
stuff
You
your
just
face.
leave a bowl out for Lorelai that just
Exactly.
disappears
Vanishes.
and comes back. A
I
note.
took the whole
thanks.
jewel encrusted bowl.
Hey.
I'm gonna sell the shit out of this.
Okay.
Okay, we can make another one.
Yeah.
So you all find yourselves on the cusp of what seems to be the final part of your adventure, with a hero's feast, feeding not only nourishing not only your physical form, but emboldening you and giving you the strength that you may not have had moments prior. You know that your next steps will lead you into that long ago petrified tree, and whatever comes next is something you will face together. Did you all want to venture in this episode?
It's hard if you got a cliffhanger that's like.
Is that
It
enough?
is.
Nothing
We can
else
have
to
a-
do.
Just
can
have
have
the
a
camera
Christmas
zoom
cliffhanger.
out as we're walking towards the tree.
Yeah.
Fade to black sort of scenario.
Let's
Very-
have a
not too
calm
literal on
cliffhanger
the
and not
fate.
a really unsettling one. That keeps happening. Okay. So you stand before the crevice to the tree, the void-like black, almost extending out from it in the antithesis of light. But the call to adventure must be answered. And as you all take your first steps in, that will be where we end today. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you to my players. Thank you to this wonderful cast and all of the background work that done. Thank you to Eva for doing our production work. Thank you to Mikyl for doing our artwork. You can find Mykyl's artwork specifically at MIKYL Mikyl Sandoval, but Mykyl's not spelled the way you think. Primarily on Blue Sky is what he's shooting for right now. But you can also, he has a dedicated art channel that you can see on our Discord, and I'll talk about that here in a second. Yeah, I'm gonna have these lovely people go around, talk about where you can find more of them. Highly encourage you to do so. We're gonna go in a slightly different order, based on a request, but yeah, I encourage you to cast them in your games, buy the things that they make, follow them on social media if that's the thing they want, all that kind of stuff. So, Shadow, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi, yeah. I'm Shadow. I use she, her pronouns, so you can find me everywhere relevant at Shadow Sylvia. I play Clarence today and probably will the next Sunday as well. You can see me here also on Tuesdays, where it's Gate Night, and I play Baldur's Gate 3 with the amazing Derek and lovely Lady Dame. Yeah, we're doing Act 3 now. Haha. So tune in on Tuesdays for that shenanigans. And then otherwise, I'm an admin over at Roll D5. We specialize in playing indie TTRPGs. This month is Punk Month for March. I am not in any of these games, but tune in anyway to get some punk vibes on. I think our next stream is Punk is Dead, which is kind of like a Morkborg thing. So yeah, that'll be gritty and fun. Otherwise, you'll see my face running a few games in April for Mixed Signals Month. So yeah, so just pay attention for the socials for that one.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shadow. Next up, let's do Liz.
Oh, hi, friends. I'm Liz. I have been Betty, but I am Liz, and you can get me here on Sundays. I am here. This is the only place to find me streaming currently. I'm trying to think if I've got anything really exciting coming up. I do have a new game that's coming to the One-Page Games collection next week. It's not a new game, it is a reimagining of an older game. That in the vein of the last few that have been added, it is about dying. So apologies. However, coming soon, 2 new games next month. There's one about being an archaeologist and one about being a Selkie. So if those are your sorts of vibes, follow my stuff on itch because I update there pretty frequently.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liz. Next up, we have Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I got to play Mochi today, who is adorable. Don't have any other plans for like other channels at this point, but once Humblewood Season 2 wraps up, I get this time slot back and I will be running Tales from the Loop and Mothership and maybe a few other things. We'll see. I'll probably have to arm wrestle Derek for the time slot, but I play dirty and we're gonna find out. Keep an eye on the Sword & Key socials. That is where casting calls will appear eventually once I get on my administrative shit.
Let it be known that I always let Anniek win because it's like 10 o'clock for them and it's only 1 o'clock for me right now. So that's okay. I'll just do 3 p.m. stuff when Anniek's already asleep.
Thank you.
But yes, please check out our Discord. We'll talk about that again here in just a second, but that's where our applications go first. We will have some out very soon. Next up, we have Christian.
Hey, that's me. Hey, everybody. My name is Christian, aka A Fluffy Goomba. I have been your boy Argus, destroyer of faces, lover of wives. Don't pretend to be my wife, and I find out immediately. I don't have any games coming up, so you can always just check out my link tree for all the games I have been in. So that's a fun time.
Amazing. Well, it's criminal that you don't have games coming up, so I hope you get cast in something here soon, should you want to. And if that doesn't happen, just send me a message. I will make time. Last based on requests this week, but absolutely not least, Queon.
Hello, you beautiful people. I am Queon. I go by Brother Queon across all of the internets. I could give a long diatribe spiel about all the stuff that I have going on. However, I am going to take this time to talk about a little bit something, and I really wanted to go last because I didn't want to like ruin the vibe for anybody else. Times are shit right now. This timeline is figgity fucked right now. We come together to play these games and do these things to just like get our mind off of it and have like a little bit of time. But this is only like 3 hours out of your full week. So thank you all for coming out to enjoy it with us. But also, when you aren't here or if you are dealing with something, please feel free to reach out to somebody. Shit is not always the greatest for people. And I know, like, even if it is just like somebody that you think is online and you're like, I might have like some type of like confidence or like feel comfortable with this person, please reach out as long as there's somebody that you feel safe to talk to. And if not, 988 is for the suicide and lifeline, just in case you need somebody to talk to, because I myself have been dealing with so many mental health things. I have had to reach out to so many people in the past week because I was afraid of myself. But yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out. You are worth it. You matter, and you will always matter. And that is my spiel for today. Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Yes, we have some resources that are just posted in chat there. As somebody who works in mental health, much to Queon's point, it is incredibly important to not just take care of others, but take care of yourself. There are some really great resources out there. We are not a monolith in this, but should you need a place and you are a member of our Discord or would like to be a member of our Discord, we do have a section designated for mental health. And there's a venting channel, there's serious talk, you know, we also have a place for celebrations because that's important as well. So that is a resource as well, should you, you know, not want to pick up the phone, but please pick up the phone. There's a lot of really great people out there that are looking to help, and I know it's not always very obvious. So I that doesn't get said as often as it needs to. I really appreciate that, Queon. And to celebrate Queon in particular, happy belated birthday to him. We love having you around.
Thank you.
You're an absolute treasure, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you again to you in the audience. Thank you to these wonderful players. For Sword and Key, I am Derek Sword. He, him pronouns. I am the sword half of Sword and Key. I founded this channel with my partner to tell amazing games and do them with tell those, you know, stories, play those games with amazing people. And if that is all that I do, I feel that I am successful in that. We've also done a great job of raising some money for some fantastic causes. Thank you to these wonderful people for spending that time doing that. We have hit our 600-pound goal. Our immediate goal, we're going to raise it again, but we have hit the 600-pound goal for Fauna and Flora International. Liz has been very generous to put up an item for a giveaway on our very last episode, which feels like it's probably going to be 2 episodes from now. So they are fully painted, official Hit Point Press Humblewood minis. Liz is an incredible mini painter, so you're sure to get something that is made with skill and also is just gorgeous in general. So stick around with us. Our story has almost concluded this chapter, but is I believe far from over. As I mentioned before, I've written myself out of a corner, and my work is never done. My sins are not yet paid for. So if you would like to find more of Sword and Key stuff, you can find everything at beacons.ai/sword and key. We have all of the important links that you might need. Twitch is right up there at the top. If you're already watching this on Twitch, you don't need that one. Congratulations. But, you know, give us a follow. If you would like to join our Discord, that is the secondary link. It is a permanent link, so you should be able to click it and join whenever. And you can be a part of our community. Use the resources that we have, but also you can participate in a number of other great things. We have our applications on our Discord first. We have movie nights that happen every other week, typically. Those are specifically on the Discord. They're totally free, and you are welcome to join if that's something you want to join in for. Lots of other cool stuff. We have tons of channels to talk about tons of things, not just the games that are played here. You can also find our socials. It's Blue Sky and Instagram right now. You can see links to our podcast Monster Crush, which is a podcast to do with my friend LD. We talk about different cryptids, creatures, miscellaneous monsters from myth, and how smoochable they are. We have an episode coming out today that is our second episode of In the March of Madness. It is our Eldritch Horror bracket, where LD decides which Eldritch Horror is the most romantically appealing to her. And there's few surprises, but lots of tentacles. So I will say that. You can also fill out your own bracket if that's something that you want to curse yourself with, and that is available on all of Monster Crush social media as well as on our Discord. So you can decide if Gatanathoa is sexier than Cthulhu, or I don't know. They have some weird names, and I'm not doing that to myself right now. You can also see our affiliates. We have a number of great affiliates, including the makers of Humblewood Hit Point Press. You can use our custom link if you're buying any number of amazing Hit Point Press products. They have the minis that we saw, they have plush, they have music licenses, and the books themselves, Griffin Saddlebag, Humblewood, Islands of Sina Una, Fable Maker's Deck, animated spell cards, tons and tons of stuff. You're going to find something that you love. Again, use our custom link if you're going to be buying something there. They also have a lot of free stuff on there. They have some free games, free modules that are on there too. So, do yourself a favor, grab those. We are also affiliates with Long Dog Dice. The wonderful Jen from Long Dog Dice has been joining us over on Horizons Call for the past couple of weeks. And we might actually have, I don't know, she's playing around with some stuff. We might have some Horizons Call dice, if not some Sword and Key dice here in the near future. We're going to see. But Jen is fantastic, and you can use our custom code for 10% off your purchase there. You can get your perfect dice set. She has some stuff that is sold out right now. If you see that and you love the dice, she has a form that you can fill out because she can always recreate the dice later. But there's a lot of stuff in stock right now that's absolutely gorgeous. And just in case you see something and you're like, I'd like that in a slightly different color, again, she has a form you can fill out to get a custom set. I just filled out of the form myself to get a custom set of dice. We're also affiliates with Eldritch Foundry. If you were looking to get a custom mini, no matter how weird and wild your TTRPG character might be, you can use our custom code for 10% off your first purchase there as well. And then, yes, in addition to Fauna and Flora, we support a number of other great charities like PCRF, and that's Palestine Children's Relief Fund, and Canine Companions for Independence. So you can donate to any of those. We have links to all of our Tiltifies for those, all on the beacons as well. All that said, let's take a look at the calendar real quick just to see what's coming up next. So again, I mentioned that Monster Crush will be back, or will have its new episode out today, hopefully, fingers crossed. Humblewood will be back next Sunday and probably the Sunday after. So we will likely wrap up on the 30th. Maybe we'll wrap up on April 6th. And then we are talking about potentially doing a chat show as well. I'll let you know if that goes through. But that is 10 a.m. Pacific time on Sundays. And then we have Gate Night, as Shadow mentioned, where Shadow, LD, and I play Baldur's Gate 3, the only video game streamed here currently. That is 7 p.m. Pacific time on the 18th. We might be shifting the time on that the week after. We'll let you know. We're not doing anything for St. Patrick's Day, but, enjoy the holiday if you choose to. Wear green, don't get pinched, I don't know, stuff like that. As I mentioned, movie nights happen on our Discord every other week. Our next one is coming up the 21st at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We are doing our monthly Ghibli watch with Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, the 1984 Ghibli movie. And then I have all of the we're going through the next year because we're only doing a Ghibli movie a month, so we're through a lot of the big ones, but we've got I'm gonna do what is it, Valley of the Fireflies, Grave of the Fireflies. I think it's gonna be the second to last one because I've heard that one's a rough one. But Horizons Call, which again we are joined by the very lovely Jen from Long Dog Dice as a guest. We'll be back at 3 p.m. Pacific time on the 22nd. Plays on Saturdays. Jen will likely join us for the next two episodes, the 22nd and 29th. And then we have some really cool birthdays. I want to shout out the birthday of amazing GMs Mare and Alex. They actually share a birthday. They are not twins. That is today, right? Eva, can I get a thumbs up? Yes, it is today. So Mara has been amazing to run games like Fraying Threads, has been an incredible producer. Alex has run recently Zenith, and is just one of my absolute favorite GMs. They're incredible people. They're incredible members of our community, and we're very appreciative of them. So on a day to celebrate a person is their birthday. So happy birthday to the both of them. We also have a birthday for our mod Gona, who is going to have a birthday on the 4th. Coming up in April. So happy birthday to her. Other than that, like I said, we'll have some applications out soon for Anniek's games. We're going to probably have a Sword and Tea on the 22nd for Cursed Captains of Cthulhu. I'm still getting the time hammered down for that. But once we have that Sword and Tea, we'll have some applications out for that game. So keep an eye out. Join the Discord if you want to see it first. Check out our socials if you want to see it second. And I believe that is it for Humblewood Yonderbound this week. We are going to be raiding Altered Echo Archives. So spread some positivity over there. Go be kind. Remember to be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself and others. And until next time, whether it be a week from now or Tuesday for our next stream, remember the Humblewood motto: no body, no crime, no drama. See ya.